Right now at 10, Madison's mayor is blasting state Supreme Court's ruling banning drop boxes for the spring election. And looking ahead to November, another Republican is looking to challenge Governor Evers on the ballot, why the newest candidate doesn't even have total support from his own party.
So we're ready, and that's why we're here, and that's why you see how our team works.
Plus, new developments in Ukraine where the president says panic is not the answer. That's all coming up at 10. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway is voicing her criticism after a state Supreme Court ruling on drop boxes. Yesterday, the court denied a request to keep absentee ballot drop boxes in places for local offices through the April 5th election. Tahalil Mohodin heard from the mayor today and joins us now with more.
Mayor Rhodes-Conway has been a longtime supporter of drop boxes and said they're an easy and perfectly safe way to vote. But that court decision means after Tuesday's primary, drop boxes located outside of the clerk's office will be illegal. Today, Rhodes-Conway calling the move disappointing and questioning why the Supreme Court would allow their use in the primary but not the general election.
I think that's really confusing. I think they should be allowed for the whole election cycle. But frankly, we know that drop boxes are a safe and secure way to vote that are being used all across this country. And we should be able to use them here in Wisconsin as well.
Rhodes-Conway also says the ruling will make it harder for some voters to get their ballots back to the clerk's office. She says people liked having them because it allowed them to vote on their own schedule and maintain COVID safety by staying away from the polls. Now you can still vote absentee, but you'll have to either mail your ballot or bring it back to the clerk's office directly.
All right, thanks so much, Tahalil. A state lawmaker and an election conspiracy theorist being endorsed by former President Trump has officially joined the race to be the next governor of Wisconsin. State Rep Timothy Ramthun announced his bid for governor today in his hometown. Ramthun was joined by Mike Lindell, who's the MyPillow spokesman, who has made repeated false claims about the 2020 election here in Wisconsin. Now, a report in Rolling Stone last weekend broke the news that former President Trump has offered his endorsement of Ramthun. Experts say that Trump is sending a message of an endorsement to a fringe lawmaker who has twice tried to illegally undo the 2020 election.
This is exactly the kind of candidate that Donald Trump has been endorsing around the country. He wants people who are fully on board with the conspiracy theory that the election was stolen. And if you're not 100% behind that, you won't get Trump's endorsement. And so this really does kind of shake things up.
Ramthun was recently disciplined by Assembly Speaker Robin Vos for lying. As a result, Vos is now facing opposition from conservative voters, even as Vos and Assembly Republicans continue their own lead on an investigation into the 2020 election. With about 6 months until the primaries wrap up, Ramthun joins a growing list of Republican candidates. Former Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch announced her run last year, while failed U.S. Senate candidate Kevin Nicholson also announced his bid. Now, Wisconsin Democrats are responding tonight, saying Ramthun acts like a joke, but his threats to democracy are real. In a statement, the state party's chair called him the one truly pro-Trump candidate in Wisconsin's governor race. He went on to call Ramthun too far right to even serve as a nominee. And we've got much more reaction to the possible shakeup in the Republican primary. You can find out all of that information on channel3000.com. Okay, let's take a look outside. It's going to be pretty darn cold tonight, and there's some more chances for some flurries over the next several days. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Austin Kopnitsky.
Hey, you nailed it. It's already cold outside right now. We're right around 10 degrees for most communities, but these temperatures, they're going to be right around 0 by the time you actually wake up early tomorrow morning. So we're going to drop off another 10 degrees or so. Thankfully, winds are really not too strong. So it does actually feel decent outside, but it's still 10 degrees, so it's still quite cold out here. 10 in Madison, 12 in Janesville. We're already down to the single digits in a lot of our communities, especially up to the north and northwest of the Madison area. Doppler track currently does look great. Later on tonight, especially in the overnight hours after midnight, there is going to be a potential to see a few flurries here and there, but that's really not going to stack up to anything tonight. Tomorrow night, better chance to see a few snow showers and maybe even a dusting by the time you wake up on Monday morning. But what we're really watching out for, it's going to be a midweek system that could potentially bring some snowfall to the area here. A potential winter storm on Wednesday and Thursday. So make sure you stay tuned because there have been some pretty big changes here to that forecast. So I'll detail all the changes we've seen, and I'll have a look at your extended forecast coming up in a bit.
All right, thanks, Austin. Really looking forward to it. Continuing coverage tonight on the situation in Ukraine. Several countries, including the U.S., are asking their citizens to leave the region. But the Ukrainian president says panic surrounding the threat of a Russian invasion doesn't help anyone.
And the truth that we have different information. And now the best friend for enemies, that is panic in our country. And all this information that helps only for panic doesn't help us.
Meanwhile, a senior U.S. State Department official says it's getting ready for the worst-case scenario regarding this ongoing crisis between Russia and Ukraine. John Lawrence reports.
President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin had a 62-minute call Saturday as international concern grows about Moscow and Ukraine. According to a White House readout, Biden told Putin a, quote, further Russian invasion of Ukraine would produce widespread human suffering and diminish Russia's standing. U.S. officials estimate there are more than 100,000 Russian troops near Ukraine's border.
Personally, I find it hard to conceive that he would go to the trouble of this massive buildup for the second time merely as a show of strength.
Prior to the Biden-Putin talk, the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs claimed Western countries and the press are spreading a large-scale disinformation campaign. But U.S. officials say an invasion could be imminent.
There could be a very substantial invasion of Ukraine. It could include trying to take down the capital of Kyiv.
The U.S. is sending 3,000 additional troops to Poland, joining the 1,700 already there to help Americans leave Ukraine.
If President Putin decides to take military action, we will swiftly impose severe economic sanctions in coordination with allies and partners around the globe. We'll bolster Ukraine's ability to defend itself. We will reinforce our allies on the eastern flank of NATO.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
After today's call, a senior administration official said the president's agreed to stay engaged, but major military action remains a real possibility. More news tonight out of Russia. The Olympic future of star figure skater Kamila Valieva will be decided on Monday. Now, Valieva has tested positive for a banned substance after her team won gold during the team competition. A court will decide if Russia gets to hold on to that gold medal, as well as if she can compete when the singles competition begins on Tuesday. Now, turning to our virus headlines tonight, COVID cases continue to trend downward around Wisconsin. The state's 7-day average is at its lowest mark of 2022. 56 of Wisconsin's 72 counties remain in that critically high level of COVID activity, but that's down from when it was all of counties just a weekend ago. Now, health experts in our area are making a final push to get as many people vaccinated as possible. SSM Health used the Barrymore Theater in downtown Madison today to offer vaccines and boosters to people 12 and older.
It's just like this last effort to get folks who either haven't had their second vaccine or been boosted, the opportunity. It's local, it's a Saturday, so people who might work during the week have an opportunity to get it.
Business owners say they also want to help their employees who interact with the public on a day-to-day basis to be up to date on their vaccine series. They're hopeful that their efforts are going to help people stay safe once the mask mandate is lifted. And we're learning that COVID booster shots are less effective 4 months after you get the shot. After 2 months, a new CDC study shows that vaccine effectiveness against hospitalization dropped from working at 71% to 54% in 5 months. Some health experts believe a COVID vaccine will become an annual shot, similar to the flu shot. Now, children under the age of 5 won't be getting a COVID vaccine anytime soon. Last night, FDA told Pfizer it needs more data on its shot for young children. The Surgeon General says vaccines remain the linchpin to a return to life as we knew it back in 2019.
We are going to need the tools that we've been building over the last year. We're going to need readily available vaccines and therapeutics. We're going to need those freely available high-quality masks and tests. And we're going to also need the right mindset, recognizing that COVID is not going to disappear overnight.
Okay, the border blockage in Canada is starting to ease. You're seeing video from when police showed up this morning, convincing demonstrators to move trucks out of the way. But protesters are still blocking access to a busy crossing between the U.S.-Canada border near Detroit. The group is protesting Canada's new COVID mandates, which require truckers traveling across the border to get vaccinated. Similar protests against vaccine mandates are also happening in Paris. Police had to use tear gas and more than 50 people have been arrested. Protesters blocking a public road face harsh fines in France, which include up to 2 years in prison and a fine of more than $5,000. But in Italy, things are beginning to return to normal. Tens of thousands of people will be flocking to Venice over the next 3 weeks for the Carnival of Hope. The pandemic canceled the event each of the last 2 years, but some key events will still be canceled, including the Carnival's big parade. New tonight, 7 Chicago firefighters are in the hospital after battling a fire this afternoon. Crews arrived at a house at around 3:20. Less than 10 minutes later, firefighters called for a mayday. That's when firefighters became trapped, injured, or missing. At least 3 of the firefighters are expected to spend the night in the hospital.
We will have an after-action report in about 3 days, hopefully, and try to determine, as we talk to all the members who were there on the scene, what actually occurred so that this doesn't happen again, if it can be avoided.
The fire commissioner says most of these injuries are minor burns. And firefighters in Virginia are working to find a cause of a fire at a century-old elementary school. This happened late last night in Richmond. When they arrived, officials found heavy smoke coming from the top floors of the school. No one was hurt. Now, Grammy-nominated rapper Kodak Black is expected to be okay tonight after being shot last night in Hollywood. He was among 4 people shot outside a restaurant where pop star Justin Bieber was hosting a party. Now, Bieber's party ended after this shooting. The shooting is not believed to have been targeted or gang-related. Well, still coming ahead at 10, why dozens of people plunged into ice-cold waters today in Cambridge. And the Memorial Union was a go-to spot for snowboarding today in Madison. We're going to take you to this year's Rail Jam. Plus, an incredible winter wonderland in South Dakota, how it was made, and when's our next chance for some snow, coming up after the break.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
This is the purpose-built Ford F-150. It's a beast with brains. You know what? Skip this video. Go see one at the auto show.
It's auto show time, the best time to buy a Ford F-150 with ways to power up this and that. Work smarter. Muscle for most anything. Plus, special auto show offers to help you bring one home today. Order your F-150 during auto show to lock in this special flex buy offer. Plus, get an extra $1,000 retail order bonus.
Celebrate a better night's sleep and save during the President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings add up. Or save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Save up to $200 on our Doctor's Choice lineup. Or check out the Summit Firm for only $249.99. Plus, 7 years no interest financing and free shipping. The President's Day Super Sale on now at Denver Mattress.
Here's the newest spin on Wisconsin Lottery scratch games. It's X times the money, a new family of games with prices from $1 to $20. The bigger the ticket, the bigger the multiplier and top prize, all the way up to $200,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
But Senator Ron Johnson is putting...
You know what's interesting? Liberal groups have already spent $12 million falsely attacking me and engaging in the politics of personal destruction. Their allies in the media have dutifully piled on. Why? Because they can't defend the disastrous results of their policies. During this campaign, I intend to discuss issues that impact your life. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message because I'm concerned about inflation, open borders, and rising crime, just like you.
Ahead of the big game, we'll have everything you need to know about Super Bowl Sunday, from food prices to game predictions.
And expect another cold blast ahead of some warmer air coming into next week. We'll have your full forecast coming up tomorrow morning from 6:30 to 8.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
In case you missed it last night, the Wisconsin DNR says the state is no longer allowed to have wolf hunting season. This comes after the U.S. District Court ruling that returned wolves to the federal endangered species list. The DNR says it's reviewing the ruling to determine how it's going to affect those who bought their licenses for the fall wolf hunt. Meanwhile, applications are now open for the DNR's voluntary public access and habitat incentive program. The program gives private landowners the opportunity to open up their land to the public access for a variety of activities, including fishing, hiking, and bird watching. The landowners also receive money to improve their property. And the program's coordinator says, really, it's a win-win for everyone involved.
There have been a couple instances where landowners weren't sure at first, but we generally reach out and talk to them and try to resolve the issue. But as a whole, it's not been an issue before. And these lands, like I said, they tend to be very large-scale acres, so there's room for everyone, and there's generally not problems with the neighbors.
But there are some landowners who have reservations about signing up for this program. You can learn more about that tomorrow morning on For the Record. In more local news tonight, the Cambridge community came together today for a fun-filled celebration for a good cause. It was the 17th annual Dip for Dozer, a fundraiser in memory of Dustin Dozer Zuhlsdorf, who died in a car crash back in 2004. Each year, family and friends join in and commit $52 to the Dozer 52 Scholarship Fund, making a return after a virtual event last year. Attendees took part in snowmobiling rides, turkey bowling, and the highly anticipated dip into that icy Lake Ripley.
Yeah, the virtual event was okay, but it doesn't take the place of everybody getting together and just enjoying, Dozer's friends coming back home. So we're really glad to be able to do it again this year in person and just to see everybody.
Since its first year, the scholarship has raised more than $183,000 and supported 70 students with scholarships. Well, some of the Midwest's best freestyle snowboarders and skiers are on Lake Mendota this weekend. It's UW-Madison's Winter Carnival. This afternoon was the festival's rail jam, as you can see. It's hosted by UW's Hoofer Ski Board and Snow Club. The event started back in 2009 and has spent a few years of Observatory Hill, but will return to Memorial Union 2 years ago.
On Observatory Hill, there's obviously a natural slope, so it's easier to set up a big jump or something like that or get a down rail. But out here, the big thing is just the atmosphere. Just the crowd that it draws is great. Right here on the lake, the Union's open. Go inside, grab some food and beer if you want, warm up. And it's just right in the heart of campus, so we're so happy to be out here. The 6-day carnival wrapped up tonight with a concert inside the Union. And take a look at this. The frozen waters of Big Sioux River are creating a winter spectacular in South Dakota. Water vapor flowing from water beneath the ice allows upward forming for columns of ice. The process is called capillary action, and it makes for just an incredible winter wonderland. Yeah, that's pretty darn cool, isn't it, Austin?
It really is. I mean, it's things like that that really just make me love weather, just the weird science behind it and how things can form, but it also helps us put together a forecast, and those skills are really needed, especially over this next week, because with that alert day on Thursday, we have seen some pretty big changes just within the last 12 to 24 hours. Now, we're not seeing any changes for the temperatures tomorrow. We know it's going to be cold. It's going to stay cold tomorrow, but Monday through Wednesday, the mild conditions are going to return. We're going to see 20s on Monday, 30s on Tuesday, and yes, we're even going to see some 40s here at times on Wednesday. But still that snow chance for midweek, but we are still looking at some of those changes. Right now here for tonight, we do have a chance to see a few flurries, especially after midnight, but that really shouldn't stack up to much on the actual ground by the time you reach tomorrow morning. Now, our temperatures, they're going to fall to right around 0 here by the time we reach tomorrow morning. Afternoon temps in the middle teens, pretty much an exact repeat of what we actually saw here for today. But then tomorrow night, there is going to be a potential to see a few flurries or maybe even some lighter snow showers that could bring a dusting or a few tenths of an inch to some spots. I don't think most of us are going to end up actually seeing that there. But what we're really watching out for right now, it is the alert day that we have issued here for Thursday. A potential for a winter storm, snow and or ice accumulation still on the table, but again, we have seen a few changes with this forecast. So let's run you through some of the latest. Now, yesterday, these models were quite a bit farther up to the north. Now we're starting to see this shifting down. So this model still shows that rain on Wednesday, still shows a transition into some snowfall Wednesday night and into early Thursday morning. But now, since it has crept so far down to the south and southeast, now it looks like most of Thursday is going to remain dry. Yesterday, this was just pounding us continually with some snowfall, and that would have really stacked up quite rapidly. But now it does look like that chance has lessened as this has moved down to the south. And another model that we're looking at, this is the European model. It shows it even farther down to the south and southeast, and again moving away from us. So this model would even bring some sunshine to the afternoon hours here on Thursday. So right now, we still do have the alert day in the forecast, but those chances for the large amounts of snowfall are dropping as of right now. So I'm not getting as excited about this snowfall as I was yesterday. But another thing to point out, we saw these major changes in just a span of 12 to 24 hours. Tomorrow night at this time, it could easily shift right back up to the north, and then we'll be talking about some larger snowfall potential again. So we really just have to play it safe, listen to these models over the next few days, and adjust. But right now, it does look like that chance for larger snowfall is moving down to our south.
Okay, all right. It's been, it's been interesting to see it kind of change over the course of a couple days. But
that's right.
Any other thoughts on our upcoming week?
You know, that's the thing right there. We're going to see that changing even over these next few days. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Someone's going to see some snowfall, but will it be us? Will it be Chicago? That's the question that we need answered.
All right, we're bargaining right now.
That's right.
All right, thanks, Austin. It was another tough Big Ten battle at the Kohl Center today. Highlights and reactions are coming up from Wisconsin's showdown with Rutgers next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed? Just $89.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Did I do that? Every time.
Shh. You think she's still awake?
Don't worry.
Stealth mode?
Yeah.
Shh.
Don't PTA meetings end at 9?
Oh, got lost.
Wait, what'd you guys talk about?
Oh, math.
Libraries.
Fine. You can drive to practice this weekend.
That was easy.
What?
I mean, I love you guys.
The Lexus RX, built for modern families.
Back again at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison with another big winner.
We're here with Pete, who just won $50,000 on progressive slots. How did you do it, Pete?
Well, first off, you get your rewards club card. You put that in the slots, the slot of your choice, of course. Now, there I am. I'm seeing that machine. It's looking at me. We're vibing. And
it's vibing?
It's vibing with me. And then I start pressing buttons. Mash those buttons, as many buttons as you can press.
Buttons. There you have it, folks. Advice from a winner.
Well, I guess it's all about the buttons. Who knew?
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
After 30 years of making quality furniture affordable and with tons of in-stock items, I'm asking more Bobs to help, like Robert Van Winkle Vanilla Ice.
Oh, the Fusion bedroom set. You looking to update?
Oh, yeah. The one that we have now is so 90s, it's way too outdated.
But the 90s were sort of cool.
Were they? I made terrible fashion choices.
I shaved lines on the side of my head. Okay, well, this is available in a black or white finish.
Great. We don't want anything that's too vanilla.
Right. Right.
Shop what's in stock, in store, or at mybobs.com.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Any first item removed? Just $89.
The regular season is coming to a close, and the Badger men's basketball team knows how much these final games mean, whether they're against ranked or non-ranked opponents. Now, coming to the Kohl Center this afternoon are the red-hot Scarlet Knights. Back-to-back wins over ranked conference opponents in just the last week. And as Greg Gard said, Rutgers, they set a tone early on. Tyler Wall keeping the Badgers in this fight. He puts up 16 points in the first half, and the Badgers trail by 3 at halftime. Well, it looks like Wisconsin makes some adjustments, but late in the game, a couple costly mistakes, namely turnovers. That allows Rutgers to put some separation on the scoreboard. They win their first game at UW 73-65. It's their third straight upset. As for the Badgers, Wall finishes with a career-high 23 points, and the team is now tied for second in the Big Ten.
The start of the game, specifically defensively, that we gave them way too much confidence. Any mistake we made, they made us pay for, and that's what good teams do. To have 9 turnovers is, you can't do that. You can't do that against good teams. It's the highest percentage turnover rate of half we've had all year. So we got to learn from it, get better.
And heading next door to LeBon for the final regular season home game for the women's hockey team. The Badgers made sure to open their series with Minnesota State on the right note Friday night. Coming off a 5-2 win, the Badgers and Mavericks met for the series finale. Unlike game 1, it's scoreless until the second period. This time, it's McKenna Webster leading the charge. She lights the lamp early into the period. That sparks a 4-goal outing for the Badgers. Daryl Watts, Delaney Drake, and Casey O'Brien are in on the scoring. UW rounds out their last regular season home series with a sweep of Minnesota State, also earning a 7-2 win on Senior Day. Quick turnaround at the Kohl Center for the Wisconsin men's final home series of the regular season. The Badgers are hosting 11th-ranked Notre Dame this weekend. At last check, the Badgers were up 4-1 in the third. UW closes out the regular season in 2 weeks at Minnesota. And the countdown to Super Bowl 56 is officially on. Less than 24 hours until the Bengals and Rams meet in LA for a chance to take home the Lombardi Trophy. There are some UW connections in this game. 2 former Badgers are starting for the Rams offense. Tackle Rob Havenstein and guard David Edwards. Kickoff is set for 5:30 at SoFi Stadium.
All right, one more time. Final score?
Final score. Oof. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's one of these things where, like, there's everyone on Twitter. I mean, unless you're like a diehard Rams fan or a diehard Bengals fan or whatever, everyone's just really excited because they're like, this is going to be such a great game. So,
Yep.
I mean, what would be your score prediction?
I don't know. I'm thinking it's going to be high scoring. Like,
I think it is too.
You know, something in the 30s or in, 28, 24, something on the lines of that. I don't know.
But as we know, as all these playoff games, who knows? Monty McPherson might be making might be making an appearance right there at the end. His golden leg. We don't know.
All right. Hey, it's going to be fun tomorrow, no matter what.
It is.
Thanks, Jordan. We're going to be right back.
Dear Jack Frost, try to nip at our toes. Thanks to available Remote Connect, we'll be toasty and ready to go. Warm wishes, Toyota Cars.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan and roadside assistance. Toyota, let's go places.
I was a Navy submariner for over 20 years. I spent a large portion of my life underwater. Service is about putting your country before yourself. But Senator Ron Johnson uses his office to serve himself. Ron Johnson passed a special tax break that benefited his family's business, then cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since he's been elected. That's not what service is about. Tell Ron Johnson to stop voting for tax laws that benefit himself.
This is the Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic, and it responds to snoring automatically. So no more nudging your partner or opting for the couch. Because the Tempur Ergo Smart Base is our first system that detects snoring and automatically adjusts to help reduce it. Your best sleep, all night, every night.
And right now, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. And get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
At Pick and Save, we believe fresh is all about standards. That's why we do up to a 27-point inspection on our produce. Like for oranges, we check for color and scarring and more, keeping only the best of the best on our shelves. Because when it comes to fresh for everyone, we believe the juice is worth the squeeze. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Grass looks great, Zeus. Hey, could you maybe trim the hydrangea too?
Sure thing, Kevin. You want me to do the box suits as well?
No. Finding the right person for the job isn't always easy. But when you have an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can give you personalized advice and could help you save hundreds.
Hey, Medusa, let's boogie.
For expert help with all your insurance needs, get to know your local Geico agent today.
Unlimited drinks for $9.99 a month?
Yep.
So I can come in again and again and again and again and again?
Anytime.
Cool, just checking.
Join Panera's Unlimited Sip Club, just $9.99 a month. Panera, the familiar made fantastic.
Madison is growing.
This stretch here, we've seen about 1,200 new units.
But increasingly in one direction, up.
We'll show you where the city is growing the fastest and what kinds of housing are missing.
News 3 Now investigates, Monday at 6.
Dear Jack Frost, try to nip at our toes. Thanks to available Remote Connect, we'll be toasty and ready to go. Warm wishes, Toyota Cars.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan and roadside assistance. Toyota, let's go places.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
We're hovering around a low of 0 tonight, but many towns on the West Coast are hitting record high temperatures. According to the National Weather Service, Los Angeles' airport hit a record high of 88 degrees today. Beachgoers say they're loving it, and of course the Super Bowl is in Los Angeles tomorrow night. Austin, 88 degrees.
88
now?
degrees. San Diego hit 91
Holy
today.
Smokes.
My goodness. But also 24-17. That's going to be my prediction there. Joe Burrow, fourth quarter touchdown to win it there. And our 10-day forecast, main thing we're watching out for is still Thursday with that alert day, but the chances to see significant snowfall are dropping as of right now.
All right, Austin, thank you so much for watching us tonight. Good night, everyone.